All right, about to touch stage here at Celo Connect, about to talk about the future of Web3, NFTs, DAOs, and how the creators are going to be impacted on the blockchain and how they can actually have financial freedom launching these protocols. So we're excited about being here in Barcelona, Spain. We're about to have a kick-ass time on stage. Let's go.
On Celo, it's something that benefits everybody. Last but not the least, we have Kumar, who is the CEO of Mintdropz. He is building one of the foremost no-coding platforms for creators on Celo. And I have the honor and the pleasure of having a chat with him. Welcome, Brian.
Hi, Mash. Thank you for having us. Number one.
Yeah, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Really good. What are some of the struggles or insights that you have towards like the challenges that creators in Web2 face, and how can Web3 actually alleviate those, or do you foresee the same challenges in Web3 too?
I think Web3 is the biggest opportunity that creators have overall. Like, I think that's like all kinds of creators. That's all the, producers out there, musicians out there, visual artists out there. They want to be able to figure out how to produce content and be able to use it in NFT form. And that's going to be major. We're going to start to see like everybody being able to participate in the economy, and it's going to be like favorable for the artists. Web2 is like all your Patreons of the world, which are great, in terms of like subscription-based revenue. But like NFTs are kind of like, even in music today, it's like selling a digital CD or like a digital copy of your NFT. It's like selling a CD, right? Where you essentially have that transaction that goes direct to consumer, and you're able to like monetize on it, right? Not only are we going to help it see it, help on a standpoint of monetization, but like help on a standpoint of community, which is like the biggest factor, right? Because like now today, like Instagram owns all your data, right? Like they own your entire fan base. Twitter, you can't really take them with you. But with Web 3.0, right, when you own the smart contract, it's yours. You own that particular smart contract. And then also all the wallet addresses that are essentially like attached to those, you own the NFT. And then now you have like your user base on the blockchain. So let's say you want to airdrop them some more stuff and keep them coming, you can. And now you have like access to this public. Blockchain is going to completely like change how artists make money, live, and actually build communities. And I think it's like the best thing that's ever happened. And I think that we're just like in the baby stages. There's like a film studio that we talked to like last year, right? So they were going to put out an NFT for a movie. Once they started talking about like they were going to put out the movie like NFT, the community wanted the NFT, but they were like hating that it was on Ethereum, right? Because like there's so much like negative impact on like the world through like Ethereum NFTs because of just the carbon impact. But if you put it on a blockchain like Celo, it's actually carbon negative, and then also if you can somehow offset it for like carbon credits, like what does that look like? So now we can make an impact and make like things digital, be able to have NFTs. Like it's going to really make a big impact across like what we're going to be doing or what we're going to be seeing. So I think like Celo has like that unique vantage point of being mission driven, but also carbon negative.
So when you are thinking about helping creators, right, one big thing that I've seen in my research with creators is a lot of creators, they just love creating. But once they start like an NFT collection, it becomes a really big thing, right? You now have a whole business to manage. How is Mintdropz kind of helping with that specific conflict?
What we want to do is like we want to give tools to creators so they can actually like be able to have their business, have their NFT, and like be able to like have their platform. But then also like we give like tips on like, hey, here's like the best practices of like exactly how you should like engage with the community. And then we've been doing it in beta right now, but like we really see ourselves like putting it out when we're going to our self-serve now. So that means like anybody will be able to come on. So we want to create something like the Mintdropz University, where like people will be able to learn like tips on like how to foster their communities. Because now once you put out an NFT, right, you have your Discord, it's almost something that you have to keep up forever, right? The blockchain's immutable.
And it's super messy.
Yeah.
It's super messy, and especially for like a crypto beginner, I feel like they're just gonna get lost.
Yeah, no, it's like how many people start a Discord and then they're like, oh wait, this is like not what I wanted to do, right? Like, does anybody use Discord for an NFT community today? Yeah, you do? This doesn't sound crazy, but I think Discord is the first form of the Metaverse, alright? And why I say that is because like, if you're in the NFT community, it's like you hang out there. It's an actual community that you're belonging to. You're seeing these people every day, you're talking to them, right? So it has like some part of like, a social setting that you come to every day. And I really think that's like what the Metaverse is gonna be like later. It's gonna be like where you hang out, you're gonna be cool with your friends, you're gonna see each other, you're gonna pop in. But then also there's like a lot of caveats, like if you're a creator, like how do you maintain that forever? Now you have to have staff.
I'm curious to know, like at Mintdropz, like when you are building, when you're expanding this community beyond just what's that going to look like for a creator?
And I think it's like a couple things. For creators, it's going to be like, hey, this is how you can access the community. This is how you can build like a tight-knit community around it. Like imagine if like Justin Bieber like had like a fan club that's just for like his super fans, and they all have to have like an NFT to get into it. One, it's high ticketed, right? The value goes up. It's a utility factor, but then also it's a really big community builder, because now it's like all your believers, right? The believers can come together and be cool with each other. So I think that's going to be really dope. What if I ask a question to the audience?
Yes, go ahead.
Who here's bought an NFT? Okay. Have you bought an NFT? Just anywhere. Let's just raise your hand. Like, all right, a year ago, you bought an NFT a year ago. All right. So there's about 2 people out of the couple that raised that bought it about a year ago, right? And why I bring that up, like why that's significant, I think that is like a year ago, NFTs were very different. It was more so like, it's actually worse than it was like to this today. I don't think people are like, oh, NFTs are dead. They're not dead. They're definitely alive. But it was a lot harder for creators to actually be like big, you know? Yeah, you'd have to be a celebrity. Like only Logan Paul could drop an NFT, you know? Like you're not Logan Paul and that's okay. It's actually better. You probably have more of an advantage to drop an NFT today than Logan Paul has, right? As long as you're building a dope community. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that.
How do you go about that when you're building a platform that's like a no-code solution for like a lot of different creators? How do you ensure that there's healthy competition? How do you ensure that there is enough prosperity to go around?
Good question. When you launch an NFT project, like I know you guys launched like a Metaverse, right? Like it's still NFT focused, right? At the end of the day, the community is going to be the biggest thing. And I know you hear this in like every NFT conversation. They're like utility, community, like those are the golden keys, right? But they really are. Like if you have a strong community, those people are your marketing channel. Like look at all the people here at Celo, right? Like everybody is building on Celo. They have an online mission. It's decentralized. Like it's like everybody comes together and they're like, hey, we're from Ecuador, we're from Argentina, we're from Brazil. And that really makes a big impact. Because like what are they doing? They're advocating for Celo and what they do on Celo, what they're building, right? So now when you guys are building like NFT communities or like NFT collections, you have to remember those people are like your decentralized like marketing team, right? And especially if you're CCO, which just means like commercial access for those images, like that's your sales team, that's your marketing team.
For some people, they've never even heard of a wallet,
Yeah.
let alone like what an NFT is, right? They probably
Yeah.
think they're just buying like an image or a poster or something. So how is Mintdropz actually navigating that onboarding process conflict? Because that's something that we're coming across a lot in just at Celo NFTs as well.
Mintdropz is coming to Celo, right? We're very close to being live on mainnet very soon. It's awesome, very excited.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to actually launch your own smart contracts on Celo for NFTs, and then also be able to buy NFTs like with your credit card. So we think that like that's going to be a way that people are going to be able to onboard it if they're not into crypto yet. But what we've seen from like our beta testing from like all the different projects we put out so far is the audience that's buying NFTs are not Web 2.0 customers, as much as we would think so.
Okay.
It's actually the people who are more crypto savvy because they see the value, right? I think that Web 3.0 is eating Web 2.0. Like it's gonna take over everything.
The launch, what exactly, like let's say I'm a creator, I come across Mintdropz, what can I do?
Yeah.
Like how do I go about setting up my collection? Can you tell the audience step by step?
Yeah. I can give you an oral demo
Yeah.
of what's going on Mintdropz, right? One, you can launch your smart contract, which is dope. Like you'll be able to literally plug in like what your token symbol is, like how many NFTs you want, like how many you want for yourself, like if you want to add like a whitelist, which is like super important. So like everything that's set up on a smart contract like is like state of the art. It's for today's NFTs, like super important. And it's so easy that like literally if you gave it to your cousin that's like 10 years old, they'll be able to figure it out. And we're gonna have documentation and like YouTube videos to like be able to figure it out. So like our goal is like how do we make it so easy to use that everybody just like wants to launch some NFTs. Like let me try it. Like dude, let me just see what's going on. And if it's done responsibly, like it's gonna be awesome, right? And we're gonna see like a lot of impact done from it.
I mean, is there anything else from like the demo, like as a creator, what else I can do like beyond like the utility?
Token gated content and the token gated shops, like it's super big. And then we're also gonna do token gated apps, which is gonna be insane. So iOS and Android apps, we have those coming out. And then also like we have a sports side of things too, where we're testing out like a lot more new ideas, where like you'll actually be able to reward like, let's say like your favorite NFL star is like doing like a challenge, and essentially we're gonna be selling the challenge. And anybody who participates in the challenge, they'll actually be able to like win NFTs. Like, hey, I got this Richard Sherman NFT, and only I can get it because I completed the challenge, right? So like, we're gonna see like watch to earn, play to earn come to the NFT sector with just regular content. And then what does that turn into like when essentially like you have like a rookie LeBron, the next LeBron's rookie card that came in out from like an NFT collection that comes from the platform. but being able to like reward users to actually watch content or participate within the community and reward them with NFTs. So,
Oh, that's really cool.
thank you.
Yeah.
What is your vision about the next steps in terms of the NFT?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. What's your name, by the way?
Paulo.
Paulo, nice to meet you. I think the next steps of NFTs are a couple of things. I think it's one, utility, like, and I'll explain utility. Second is gaming, and then third is like metaverse, right? So utility, like, I think NFTs are changing again in a good way. So like it started off as like just random art that you kind of buy, and then it got like super expensive. Like, yo, dude, Paris Hilton just scribbled something. I bought it for like $1 million, and then it went to you know, like your foundations, where it was like the one-on-one arts, and now it's kind of gone to the PFPs, right? Where it's like Bored Ape, CryptoPunks, etc. So now we're gonna start to see like real-world applications where it's like, okay, I can go to a restaurant, and the only way I can get into this restaurant is if I have an NFT,
Exactly.
right? And like that's cool. Like actually putting some usability to it, because what's an NFT? It's really just a key. It's a key. It's a utility, right? And it's not used as it yet, but utility is gonna be super big. Utility is gonna be huge. Second is gaming. Now, I was at GDC, which is Game Developer Conference, and I realized something. Traditional gaming people that are in games today, they're very close-minded to games right now. And I think that Web 3.0 is gonna eat gaming alive. I think it's gonna eat gaming alive on all fronts. Like, I don't know if you guys played games back in the day where like, you know, like,
Oh yeah.
you played some games?
Yeah, I mean like Uncharted, right? Like
Yeah.
you play like
Any game.
Mario Kart.
Mario
right?
Kart,
Yeah.
Like, I used to play this game called Habbo Hotel. Anybody ever play Habbo
I
Hotel?
played Maple Story.
Yeah.
You played Hollow Hotel?
Or like RuneScape or something like that, like, or like even World of Warcraft, like those games, like when you earn stuff or like actually have like, you know, assets that you have in the game, they're worth something. You're gonna be so rich in the metaverse. Like all you guys are gonna be rich in the metaverse. You're here right now, so that means buy some stuff in the metaverse because you're gonna get rich in it. All right, so that's how we're gonna do it. That, you know, financial prosperity for everybody through the metaverse. All right. So gaming, NFTs are definitely gonna be like the next frontier when they actually get good and you actually have value. And then the third is like that metaverse aspect. So I kind of blended those two. But yeah, that's what I think the future of NFTs is.
Amazing.
Yes.
What's the most expensive NFT you own?
Dude. we have two mutants, mutant apes from the Bored Ape collection, and then like 2 dogs. And then like I bought like a bean, which is like a Azuki bean. Like,
Oh, the Azuki.
yeah, I bought that
those
the
are
other
really
day.
nice.
I got some Adidas's. My overall collection like is pretty expensive, you know. But I think that those NFTs are pretty cool, right? I think it's gonna be cool. But I think that like NFTs that are expensive, like the market's changing. So like what's happening right now is like those expensive NFTs are just getting way more expensive, and then like the other NFTs are kind of like dying down. So it's like now is like the perfect time for other creators to come in and build some unique projects because everybody's looking for them. So I think a lot more projects are going to be more unique, and like I saw what a lot of these people are doing with like the physical art here, or like even like some of the dynamic NFTs. I think those are going to go.
Well, with that,
Thank you guys,
thank
appreciate
you.
it.